Okay, where did I leave off? Oh, I'm in the... Okay, I'm here. There's that symbol again. Oh, heck, wait. Gotta pull this back up.
Mom spent months searching for my brother. Then she sealed the doors.
Not. Hop back out.
Whatever Milton had found in the house, Mom didn't want it getting out.
Yeah, this is where the last save was. Oh, hey, Sassy. This game is sad as hell. It's messed up. I like it. I love a sad and a messed up. I thought I did Lewis's section. Wait, who was that again?
Mom definitely blamed Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself.
Okay. Oh, yeah, I had just gotten to this area. For a second I thought Lewis was the old guy with the deer. I'm bad with names.
Until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
Yeah, I know about this part. I've seen about it before.
Everyone always told me to stay out of Lewis's room. Except Lewis.
Ah, man, this reminds me of the old boat my dad used to have. It was just a bit too much to deal with after a while, though. It took a lot of setting up and everything. Right, let's carefully get down here. Having your room be
Lewis's
an old boat
is
cool as hell.
That part of him lived on.
Nice. Yeah, smoke can stick into things. Oh, no, don't. I turned around. I didn't mean to go back up. Love the use of hanging chairs here. Oh, dang. Nice hookah setup. Okay, so it looks like this is the family member who turned to substance abuse. Okay, there's two things here.
Lewis and I spent a lot of time playing games together, but he was surprisingly bad at them. He died a lot.
High school diploma. Got it framed on the wall. Lewis Finch. Locker contents. Oh yeah, that's the one where you can see him standing on the cliff for a moment, right? I can't remember which direction the cemetery is, and I don't know if I'll see it.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced your son to seek treatment for substance abuse. Newly sober, I believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Grab fish. Chop it. Okay, and then throw it that way.
He kept working at the cannery. But he withdrew part of himself. In our sessions, I saw the same behavior.
Yeah, if you have a repetitive job like this and a lot of stress, you're gonna, like, Dissociate. Oh.
Wander.
Oh. Oh. Nah, I missed.
I asked him to describe it.
Thought it would be harder to control both hands, but
He
not
said he started
really.
small.
No, there's probably nothing around this way, but is he a... Oh yeah, is he like... Imagine himself in like a fantasy RPG or something, right? Okay, they both went around the same way.
Imagine a labyrinth.
Maze, huh?
Feel his way about.
Doing the technique of staying against one wall the entire time.
Bats.
Bats.
And toads.
Hmm. Oh. What's that up there? Bat and a toad? Oh. Oh, heck.
And
Whoa.
things that have not names.
Things that have not names. Getting my directions a little confused now and then, but I'm going okay. Oh, it lined up.
But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
Oh.
I worried about him then. Daydreaming at the cannery. I spoke with his boss. But he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused.
Where's the fish? Come on.
Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on. I even encouraged him.
Oh.
It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Oh. I got a dog now? Hell yeah.
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
Oh, look at this. Oh. He's even incorporating the fish into more and more of his, well, not more and more, but, you know, little bits of a story. Oh, we have a bard now? Check that out.
Musicians.
It's really cool how it's taking over the entire screen. Also a little worrying. Oh. Oh, headless, yeah. Hold on. Definitely some maladaptive daydreaming.
And songs for them to play.
Yay!
He talked about starting a band.
Oh, townspeople love me.
Something.
Whee!
Every day his imagination grew stronger.
Look at the people in like the big robes. I thought there were bears for a second.
He no longer spoke at the cannery.
They're carrying around fish. Oh. Got mixed up for a second. Guess that's the point of this. It's very well done.
But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him.
The blade
All the
struck him.
cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet. were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished. He held an election for mayor.
Did he win?
And he won.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, it's supposed to go this way.
They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering.
I got places to be.
It became a game for him.
Heck, the fish are piling up.
He'd conquer a
Whee!
city, then immediately push on.
Conquering the next one? We have Vikings now?
New Louisville.
Ah. New Louisville.
St. Louis.
St. Louis.
He started drifting away from our reality.
No, if I say between these, it'll be better. I played the Flame in the Flood. Ah.
Minneapolis. Go home from the cannery.
Oh.
Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Louis kept sailing on.
Who's this lady? I don't know her. Surely a queen of a rival territory. She will not stop my conquest of the entire world.
He heard rumors of her.
Closer to Beautiful Prince. I don't know, maybe he's bi.
Prince.
I'll just go with whoever will happen. By this point, he's really fucking depressed. That's cool that you get to choose. So the player could be like, I'm more interested in a beautiful prince or a beautiful queen for this.
The prince was on his own quest for...
Sinister serpents.
Sinister serpents.
I guess we're choosing villainy or heroics or something. Oh! Oh! Ah. We're gonna smite the sea serpent. Pow!
The sound of his...
Electric... Ooh, silver harp is fancy. Oh wait, sitar. Electric sitar? That's really cool.
Sitar.
Oh, the baby one was really sad. Hold on. Oh! Oh,
his chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
Yeah. I still headcanon that the kid who poisoned herself fell out the window. Oh no, they're piling up. Let me grab the lower one, there we go. I really like the detail of this area. It's... looks a lot like home, really. Very southwest US. There we go, I caught up. Whoa, no, there's more. Oh, whoa, now it's like 3D.
In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
Oh, the sound effects are going away. Oh, no, no, get over here, come on. I wouldn't want an accident to happen.
I think it was overwhelming.
And
then it struck him.
Pretty ambitious thought, man.
Louis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace.
Well, that's fucking sad.
My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him.
Yeah, he's taking a real mind over matter approach here. Oh. Well, now I can't even have the fish. Well, I guess he's gone completely mechanical by this point. He grab the fish, he chop the fish, he throw the fish. Oh. Hmm.
He began to forget the world we know.
Hmm. Does the locker like his room? It's just a little compartment now. That's just before you go to work in the real world.
I
Oh,
think it pained him to remember Lewis.
all those fish. Aw. Sure, a lot of dead fish, a lot of fish guts.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt.
Is he wearing a football? Well, oh. Finger? Finer? That's the motion. Over here. Also conveyor belts. There's no more fish there, man. Oh yeah, the baby one though is, of course, also very sad. The kid was just splashing and playing. No context to understand what's happening.
I still thought I could save him.
Sorry,
Even after
man.
He said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder.
I'm on to higher places. Yeah, really good. Just really good storytelling there. Ah, yes, everyone, I'm home.
Packed with his companions.
Their cartoonish lack of faces is pretty creepy.
Including the wise Calico who'd insisted on inviting him.
Ah, yes, thank you, Sir Calico. Aw, Molly. Minneapolis Lewis. Oh man, I must have a really bad lag. This game does kind of make my whole computer chug, so it's understandable.
Waited, holding his crown.
I'm coming home, honey.
There was only one thing left to do.
The fish. Just a second, everyone. I have to admire. Oh. I want to admire the lovely work you guys done to me. Oh. Um.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who will be missed by all of us who knew him.
Chopped his whole damn head off. Christ. Emily Newth.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Man, poor guy. Aw, he had special caps for WASD. San Juan Ale. And this poor gamer. Oh? Huh? I don't know if I saw him or not. Hmm. Hmm.
On the way back from Lewis's
Hmm.
funeral, my mom told me to start packing.
Hmm.
She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
Ah. Wait, where did the... Oh. Wait. Oh, okay. That broke. Dang, this is a extremely rickety building here.
I'm not sure if she wanted to make it easier or harder.
Hmm.
I wish we'd stayed.
Hmm. Yeah, you guys left, everything? You left so much stuff
I
here.
understand why we left.
Hmm. Edith and Mom. Aw. Oh, wow. Yeah, whatever's in here has gotta be... It must smell really gross in here. Hmm.
My mom ended up leaving
What's that
everything
on?
behind.
Hmm. I guess to provide some ambient light for the whole area. They're gonna load in? Nah, that's fine. Oh, it's one of those prayer things. How are there? Is there like solar power generator or something over here? Yeah, that's cool. Guess at least poor Lewis got to be with his king. Sort of in his mind.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time.
Hmm.
Maybe it should have come sooner.
What happened? Hmm. I duck my head here. What is this? My room? Is this Edith's room? Oh. Oh, these are really vibrant glowy stars.
But it had to end one way or another.
Hmm.
All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
Hmm. Okay, I really like that as like a clothing rack up there, or whatever. Oh no, wait, I didn't mean to. Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, it's another jellyfish plushie. It's a really good jellyfish plushie. Yeah, I've got like the clothes over here. That stuff hanging down. Books freaking everywhere. Hmm. Little house project. Looks like paper mache, maybe? Hmm. They look like the characters in the palace. Yeah, I guess I have to crouch here. Hmm. And a fancy pen. Hmm.
That whole last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word.
Hmm.
Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and
Hmm.
all our final nights apart."
Grandma, You know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why
Mm.
don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Hmm. Did... A little bit of light around me. Full moon. Woo. Box here. This is the door I came through.
The power had been shut off that morning, but
Hmm.
Edie always had plenty of candles.
Oh. I have no head. I have no head and I must cry.
When my mom sealed the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
Mm.
Or that Edie had a key to it.
Mm. Oh. Oh.
That thing you're afraid of isn't going to end when you leave the house.
Hmm.
Edith has a right to know these stories.
My children are dead because of your stories!
Mm? Why would she blame her like that?
I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
Hmm. So they were the only ones left.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
She wants to send her to a nursing home? Hmm. Extra bed in here. Hmm. History of the Finches.
Dear Edith, there's so many stories I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born.
Hmm.
That night, the tide went way, way out.
Is that... Hmm.
It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground.
Oh, dang. Get to the old house?
There'd been an earthquake out in the middle of the ocean.
Hmm.
They called it the lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful.
I bet.
You know, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it. When the fog rolled in, I lost my way.
Oh, no. No, what is this general direction?
I got turned around.
Oh, I don't know. No matter what I was gonna do. Get out of here before the time comes in. Before the tide comes in.
I started seeing things.
Oh. Should probably go toward it, but... Hmm.
Things I'd forgotten had ever existed.
Hmm.
saw them, they felt like old friends. That night,
Oh,
a lot of things came back to me.
that's one of those ancient stoves.
Or maybe I came back to them.
An old paddle sewing machine. Kind of wardrobe. Oh wow.
Things I
Oh.
can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
Uh,
It's mine. Edith! Mom, you're gonna rip it! Let go!
yeah, but get the fucking.
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car. I never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
Grandma!
The next morning, the van came to pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot.
Yeah, you gotta do
We both tried
this.
to make the best of it. A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot.
Oh.
The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this. If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things.
Guessing the dad was a one-night stand or
But as it
something.
is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you.
Is the baby being born?
But now I hope you'll never see it. I just want to meet you. And tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way.
Push.
This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Damn it. She didn't make it. Story by Giant Sparrow. For Shirley Dallas, 1948 to 2013. Ian Dallas, creative director. Joshua Sarfati, technical director. Chelsea Hash, lead technical artist. Brandon Martinowicz, lead artist. Chris Bell, lead designer. Kwan, technical engineer. Evan Rogers, gameplay programmer. Dan Hollingsworth, engineer. Sometimes you just need your plain noodles. Sometimes I'll just have like some noodles with butter. Thomas Hoyne, animator. Hoyne? Hun? I don't know. Sam Rosenthal, technical designer. Hmm. So different types of characters. Jonathan Hamill, designer programmer. Sean Kwong, programmer. Johan Lee, audio and unlockables programmer. Oh, thanks, Johan. Corey Davis, environment artist. Greg Pryor, environment artist. Kristen Altamirano, environment artist. Theo Aretos, concept artist. Oh, it's the climbing wall. Dan Velvo, character artist. Holly Rothrock, 2D artist. Alvin Nelson, producer. Michael Fallick, producer. What's the freaking frog? How dare they? Steve Green, lead sound designer. Jeff Rousseau, composer. Eduardo Ortiz Frau, additional sound design. Andrew Odell, QA lead. Ben Esposito, design consultant. Keith Garrett, additional VFX. Melissa Fuss, additional rigging. Avi Yaney, additional animation. Erica Pinto, additional animation. Mikey GG, additional programming. Tom Bissell, additional writing. Hey, what's up? Kevin. Annapurna Interactive. LG says hi. Oh, Megan Ellison, Nathan Gary, Neil Hemrajani. I guess these are like the special things. Jeff Legaspi, Jordan Marks, Deborah Mars. Marks and Mars, different people. James Mossy. Hector Sanchez. What's the viewer? What's that music book? I wonder if I go through again, if I can go through the secret entrance into the library. In loving memory of Louis Finch. The Edith Finch team. 2012 to 2017. Edie, Don Lewis. The end. The replay a story option is now available. Select Edith to play from the beginning. Okay. Select specific ones. Okay, hold on. Let me look at those cheapos. Huh? The end of everything, finish all stories. Okay. Maybe since I didn't get the grandma's story? But maybe if I'm able to go back in the beginning and go through the secret entrance to the library. And there's the one where you catch the rabbits or 2 swoops, take both paths to the house. I wonder if that'll count if I just take the other path after a second playthrough, or like if I have to do it in the same game. Clear all the balls off the pool table, I can do that, and let the drunken sailor finish his song. Okay, Okay, it said to do the replays with Edith. Just start from the beginning, go to Edith. Is it? Arms in a cast.
A lot of this isn't going to make sense to you.
Oh?
And I'm sorry about that. I'm just gonna start at the beginning, with the house. Someone had put up a chain link fence, but it looked like I wasn't the first person to hop it. I lived here until I was 11, but I wasn't allowed inside half the rooms.
Oh, I can zoom in with shift. Excellent, hit shift.
Inside the mailbox were bills from 7 years ago.
Okay, that makes sense. Of why there's like... There was the cast. Kid had like a cast on.
Since my brother Lewis's funeral. In her will, my mother left me a key, but didn't tell me what it unlocked. Maybe she thought I'd know. Or she thought that the mystery would be enough to bring me back.
This path this time.
No one had driven this way in a long time, but I saw a few hoof prints.
Oh. It counted when I just got to here. Okay. Oh. Yeah, go away. That wouldn't be that comfortable that close to a deer in real life. Like, your family is bad luck and you're gonna get close to a deer.
After I inherited the house, I never thought I'd come back to it.
Those things have knives on their feet.
About my family that only the house knew the answers
and on their heads.
The house was exactly like I remembered it, the way I'd been dreaming about it.
Extremely fucked up and weird. And unstable? Symbolism much? I know about that thing. Primarily I want to see if I can get into the library.
Child, the house made me uncomfortable in a way I couldn't put into words. Now, as a 17-year-old, I knew exactly what those words were. I was afraid of the house.
Is she 17 in this? She does sound pretty young.
I hoped the key might unlock the front door.
Yeah.
It didn't.
It goes to the side. The things into the basement I go into later.
The house felt like it had always been here. Even the swing set was older than my mother.
Guess it also counts sort of like a people. Like how
Crawling
she doesn't
through the
even
doggy
try to
door used
unlock
to be a
it.
lot easier when I was 11. The power had been turned off the night we left. For the first time in years, I felt like I was home.
Yeah, it's gotta be surreal. Leaving a house with everything in it.
Nothing in the house looked abnormal. There was just too much of it, like a smile with too many teeth.
Yeah, there sure be too much of some things.
A lot of things got left behind in the whirlwind of that last night.
Most things, it would seem like.
Edie told me once that every Finch who ever lived is buried somewhere in the library.
Yeah, now that I know about that, can I do anything about this? Heck. Is it... No. Wasn't this the secret entrance?
My mom wasn't much of an optimist, but she never stopped believing that my brother Milton was alive.
Bunch of mail. No, I was hoping I'd be able to get through here. Oh wait, there was something about a key? Grandma had the key? Grandma Edie had the key. Why was there was a bed in there, in the library?
Instead of a family, there were just memories of one. Only one restaurant would deliver to our house.
Oh yeah.
We had Chinese a lot.
Where was Grandma
The table
Edie's
was still a
stuff?
wreck from the night we left. It was like a bomb had gone off, killing everyone but sparing the furniture.
Did I ever get to go out onto the balcony? Did I go out there? Maybe I could get there from outside? I can't remember if I was on the balcony before. Well, not quite
Even
balcony,
the
but the
fireplace
porch.
had a story. Edie told me the bricks came from the original house after it sank.
Will it let me do this now? Come on. There we go. Keep going. It won't let me do it.
Built a music box for Barbara, along with the rest of the house. Mom always told me to stay out of the basement, so I wasn't too surprised when the key didn't fit.
Okay, so it won't let me do things ahead of their story points.
After Lewis started working at the cannery, we all got pretty sick of salmon. Except our cat, Molly.
Aw, Molly. Okay, so if it won't let me go through here, then what do I do?
After Milton disappeared, Mom sealed up all the bedrooms. Then Edie retaliated and drilled peepholes. I spent a lot of time playing in Great Uncle Walter's room. Lewis told me there were secret passages, but I never believed him. Turns out, my mom was really good at keeping secrets.
Yeah, I guess, like, right, it's gotta go up, up,
Now
up.
it was time to find out what my mom had been afraid of.
I guess if it was Lewis, she might just think he was high or something.
From the paintings on the wall, it was clear my brother Milton had been here before me. Reading this, maybe it sounds like I had a plan, but I had no idea what was behind that door.
Okay, well, I can at least play her story.
Just like
Try
I
to do
had
the
no
owl
idea
thing.
where all this was gonna lead. I grew up looking at Molly's room through the peephole. Being inside for the first time, I felt like I'd stepped behind a painting.
Okay, so Molly,
Molly's
yes,
gerbil had
sir.
a tiny bedroom with its own even tinier gerbil cage.
Aw. So it said that her mom sealed up the rooms after Milton. So was she born after Milton? I think so.
I got the sense Edie had spent a lot of time here.
December 13th, 1947. Dear Diary, I'll be gone soon, but I wanted to tell somebody about what's gonna happen. It started when Mom sent me to bed without dinner. I woke up and I was starving, so I looked around for something to eat.
Okay, so she got up. That's what we're here for. She got up, she said, I'm gonna be gone soon, so she knew something
My
was
Halloween
up.
candy was all gone.
Aww.
Mom, can I come out now?
Sweetheart, it's late. Go to sleep.
The gerbil food was dry, but I didn't mind it.
Wait, what's this? Wait. Because she had that accent.
I kept eating and eating.
Trying a very old-fashioned thing.
I ate a lot of things that night.
Hear that bird?
Then I heard chirping outside my window. I thought about eating Christopher, but I held back. It was a barn swallow going back to her nest. I reached out for her. And suddenly,
Okay, so now wait. Okay, so she knew something was up.
I tried to
So
be
she
quiet,
probably
but the
didn't
bird was
actually fall
really
off the thing.
scared.
Hip. Meow. Meow.
Mom and Dad didn't even look at me.
Get you.
I jumped and I almost got her. I could tell she was getting really tired. Now I was up in the big tree. I promised Dad I wouldn't climb it anymore. All I cared about was eating that mama bird. I gobbled her up. And suddenly, I was an owl. First, all I heard was the wind.
Hey,
Then
sister.
I heard little little teeth nibbling in the grass.
Where? I'm gonna get him.
Rabbits.
Rabbits.
I imagined his face looking up and seeing mine through my talons. I swallowed him up, and I didn't chew one bit. Then I flew off to find something bigger.
Where's them bonbons?
A mama rabbit.
I'm gonna get you. Got you.
She was almost
Also
too
got that
big to
Shivo.
carry. I started choking, but I couldn't stop eating.
Ugh.
And suddenly, I was a shark.
This poor shark. I feel so bad about the shark. Right, if you use space to jump. Come on. No, come on. There we go. Oh, Jesus. Oh, fuck. Oh, God.
I rolled off the cliff and into the ocean. Now, I was hungrier than ever.
Oh. You are.
I wanted fat, juicy seals.
Chomp.
I tore off her flipper, and it tasted really good.
Where'd you go? Where'd you go? That you? Oh, I thought that was the seal. Damn it, where'd it go? Aha.
I grabbed on tight.
Chomp.
But I was so hungry, I jumped out of the water. When I opened my eyes, everything had changed.
Oh, yeah, this is the one that's... I'm a sea creature.
Now I was a monster, and I smelled people everywhere. I was big, but I moved real quiet.
Bleh. Tasty.
I wanted to stop, but also I didn't.
I think one of the achievements is let this guy finish his song first. Rusty razor, his belly with a rusty razor, like the morning. Hydration check. I'm having a little snacko. Guy knows a lot of verses. Oh. Oh, wait, whoop. Did I get stuck? I turned around a little bit. I learned some new verses of that song thanks to that guy. Great job, man. Come on, let me through.
After the last passenger, I was still hungry. And across the water, I smelled something new. Something I had to have, so I swam towards it. I slithered onto the sand, and the good smell went into an old pipe.
Mm-hmm. Nope. Bleh. Gross. Oh yeah, and she sneaks into her own bedroom.
I got closer and closer. All of my stomach started growling. And suddenly, I was me again. I held my breath for a long time, but I couldn't hear anything. I think it's waiting for me to fall asleep. But it's not going to wait much longer. It needs to feed, and we both know I will be delicious.
Oh, right, okay, yeah, she thought the monster was gonna eat her, so that's why she thought she'd be gone soon. She did kinda... It still kinda makes sense that she knew she was gonna die, though.
I'm not sure if I believed all of that, but I'm sure Edie would have.
Let me check something. Find the pool table. Oh, apparently I got one where I look in the peoples and telescopes long enough to hear Ada's commentary. Didn't know I got that one. Cool. Still, like, all stories means there's gotta be a way to get into the library to finish Grandma's story, right? So... What was the pool table again? Did I pass it before?
This will be obvious later, but my mom never told me any of these stories. Edie would have, but Mom didn't like bringing up the past. Though, when we adopted a stray kitten, she was the one who named it Molly. I spent a lot of time in Great-Grandma Edie's room.
Right, yeah, this was her grandma's room. Okay, so she had a key somewhere, right?
Louis died a week before we left, but Edie had already started to memorialize him. Edie gave a big interview about a mole man living under the Finch house. My mom. I hadn't thought of myself as Edith Jr. for a long, long time. One summer, they evacuated the island, but Edie refused to go. For a few weeks, she was a celebrity. When Edie told people Sven was killed by a dragon, she could also have said he was building a dragon-shaped slide that collapsed. She could have, but she didn't. Even in her 90s, sometimes Edie seemed a lot younger than my mother.
Oh, yes. Perfect shag carpeting.
Her room was like a museum. For 500 years, the Finches have been famous throughout Norway for their fortune.
Stuck in.
And misfortune.
Oh, okay, I had to back out of it. I had to back out of it by pressing the down button. Oh, okay. It wasn't super obvious. Aw. I never got fully finished. I wonder what happened to her. Did she try to go... Did she try to go back to the old house or something? Did they mean gone as in she was dead? Did she kill herself? Did she just die coincidentally? Where's that key? There's this here. She must have hidden something here, right? Right? Maybe? This is the last place the walker was. Ah! How do I get into the library to finish her story? Oh, okay, I think it was just the lighting effects. I thought I saw something move on the TV. Zerby? She took care of birds. Zerby? Purpley? Blurby? Look like bird portraits. I can't see that one. Can't see that one either. Bob. Oh. This one doesn't have a name. Maybe the name fell off. Derby. Yeah, also she was probably freaking the hell out from I guess food deprivation? Starvation. That's what it's fucking called. starvation.
Odin Finch buries the latest victims of the family curse. On January 7th, 1937, he set sail with his family and his house. But 40-foot waves off the coast of Washington send Odin's daughter Edie, with husband Sven and baby Odin Finch is the first to be buried in the new
Her
family.
starvation and
Dreaming of a new Finch house.
weird dreams caused by eating some stuff that she really should not have eaten.
Whatever's wrong with his family, it goes back a long ways.
Family curse. Unfinished. Great. Oh! Wait, what? Oh! That's the one that wasn't on there. Okay. Yeah! Oh my god. You're right. Walter was the mole man. Aww. Because I didn't know that I had to back out of the reader.
The only trace Grandpa Sam's first wife Kay left on the house was the pink bathroom. It was a pretty big trace.
Okay, did I miss the pool table before? I still want to get into the library. Like, I want to know what the end of the grandma story about the house was.
There's a secret in this bathroom. It's in the last place you would look. It isn't in the cupboard. It's hidden in this book.
I know I'll get to go back to the main area a little bit, because I gotta go to the basement, right? There's an achievement to play Calvin's story again.
I knew Grandpa Sam had a twin. And that he never talked about him. I guess my grandpa didn't like history any more than my mom did.
Oh yeah, that would make sense for the symbolism. Like, Grandma, like, the granny didn't have time to finish it, and also, he was kind of gone already.
How I Want to Remember My Brother by Sam Finch. The thing I remember is that when he made up his mind, that was it.
Gotta...
He said he'd die before he ate another mushroom. And he did. At Barbara's funeral, we swore we'd never be afraid again.
We gotta pull back right
I think Calvin
at the top of it.
always wanted to fly.
Dina's
But that
ready.
day, he finally made up his mind to do it. I told him going around was impossible.
Yeah.
Maybe if I hadn't said that.
It probably didn't help that, like, she must have been under a lot of stress from the rest of her family just leaving her there and
But I doubt it.
just wanting to send her to a
I think he
home
already made up his mind.
when she was so sentimental about this house and her whole family.
That's what I want to remember about my brother.
We're gonna make it. Yeah! God, the house is like right there.
The day he made up his mind to fly. And he did.
Hmm. Aw.
Calvin's story felt strangely familiar. When I was younger, I remember trying to do the exact same thing.
That's the dream. Is being able to make it all the way around. Oh.
After the funeral, Edie roped off Calvin's half of the room.
Hmm. Yeah, she didn't, like, completely wall off, it was just roped off. I do think Edie also had, like, well, she seemed a bit more in touch with her emotions or whatever, but, like...
Mom said Grandpa Sam
She was
enlisted
kind of obsessed
at 18,
with them.
never set foot in the room again.
Hmm. Yeah, like, there's a reason there's warnings on toothpaste to not ingest the toothpaste. Yeah, that kid definitely ate multiple things that she'd not have eaten. Oh, right, yeah, okay.
The passages were a pretty tight fit. They'd obviously been built for smaller hands and bellies. Growing up, I always thought of Barbara as a child star. I never thought about how hard it must have been for her afterwards.
Mm.
Of all the stories people wrote about Barbara's death, I'm surprised Edie saved this one.
Oh,
There it goes.
with another ghastly tale inspired by America's
There's
most
some more of my pie.
unfortunate family. I'm calling it The Surprise Ending of Barbara Finch. As a child star, Barbara was famous for her scream. Now at 16, she was all washed up. A has-been.
Mm.
But in a lucky break, she'd been asked to perform her signature scream at a local convention for monster movie fans. It was just the boost her career needed. Unfortunately, her scream hadn't aged well.
Getting better. I think you
Her
just need
fucking
the right
boyfriend,
motivation.
man. He's so
Her
useless.
biggest fan and current boyfriend, Rick, was about to demonstrate when...
Now that was a great scream.
It was
He's like the
Barbara's
epitome of film bros.
thing. He'd slipped into a table saw and had to be rushed to the emergency room. So Barbara got stuck babysitting her youngest brother, Walter. The convention comeback
Man, poor
was
Walter.
canceled.
Okay, I'm hearing frustration, but I'm not hearing terror. What if I tried...
A gang of hoodlums in Halloween masks have been terrorizing Orcas Island tonight. Police are urging residents to...
That came from the basement.
You're right! Also, I loved your delivery on that. Why is your basement door locked?
Because my dad likes making puzzles and secret passages. There's a key hidden in the music box. The secret is to keep winding and winding until finally the key pops out.
Thanks, babe. I'll be back in a sec.
20 minutes later, Rick hadn't returned. So Barbara went to look for him, right on cue. She reached for the music box.
I'm gonna grab it. There we go.
And as she wound the key, she listened for Rick, but the house was silent.
Okay, and it goes all 3D.
Rick?
She found Rick's crutch and imagined the worst.
Ha! Honestly, it seems like the kind of thing I would have done if I had thought of it before, if I knew I could do it. So I love messing with interactable things. Ah ha ha ha, I got them. I also really like the style of this, it's all comic book.
Infamous Hookman killer, Dr. Carl Hamill, who impaled and then ate his family 10 years ago tonight.
Damn table saw.
The old fridge rattled and grew still.
Get over here and beat the fuck out of you.
Oh dear!
Freaking, oh dear.
Barb, relax. I was just trying to scare you to help you find your screen.
I'm not scared, Rick. I'm furious.
Then act furious. All I'm hearing from you now is that you're hurt and confused.
Acting like it's all performance.
But she kept a little something to remember him by.
Barb, have you seen my other crutch?
And she was still holding it when she fell asleep.
Oh yeah, because he grew up to be the old guy.
Hours later,
with like
Barbara!
a toughness complex, like a tough guy complex.
Okay, I'm coming up.
Then he also
You're dead, Walter.
fell off a cliff. Oh, whoops. Pow. No funny moves. Oh, can I like... giving away apples? Nice. That's pretty old-fashioned.
Walter, are you there?
Walter had vanished, but his bedside radio was still on.
And he was under the bed, right?
Tall, with a steel hook for a hand. Residents are urged to lock
So
all
that's
doors and
like
windows,
foreshadowing
notify police of
that
any
he was
suspicious
later be hiding under the house.
Barbara turned, saw the hookman, and was speechless. He was quite smashing.
It's like, I guess the message there is that he
Okay, Barbara, there's gotta be another way out of here.
was never able to stop being the scared little kid under the bed who was hiding.
She played her part beautifully. She thought about abandoning Walter, but just couldn't do it. Molly's door hadn't been opened in years. The hinges groaned. He wasn't moving, but she sensed the story might not be over yet.
Who is coming trick-or-treating here? And they're coming all the way to this weird house. And they're handing out apples. I mean, nothing wrong with an apple.
Had vanished.
Homage to Halloween.
For his breathing, but all she heard was...
Look at the panel in the corner goes ding dong. Can I hide in the library?
Someone at the door was dying to speak to young Barbara. At the door, she heard whispering. It was coming from inside the house.
No.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
The monsters had come to surprise her. For Barbara, it was a dream come true. Then she saw what kind of monsters they were, and she realized what was about to happen. She was going to be famous. With her final breath, Barbara Finch gave the performance of her life. I wasn't there myself, but I hear Barbara was magnificent. Poor girl. She had a taste for stardom. But unfortunately,
I feel like this Pumpkinhead guy is like a direct reference to a similar mascot, but I can't remember exactly what it is. Mm-hmm.
And little Walter, hiding under his bed the whole time. He took it all pretty hard, but that's another story. As for Barbara, tucked inside the music box,
Yeah, her boyfriend was like the film bro of all time.
her ear. Now that's what I call a real eerie tale.
Once again, I expected him to call it a real screamer.
Edie told me all Barbara wanted was to be remembered, as absurd as that comic was. Maybe what Edie saw was a happy ending.
I mean, yeah, she was just wanting her fame again, and surely a way to do it. I like the amount of detail and like personality they put into each of these. Guessing that's fan mail. She had her own doll and action figure. I didn't see that before. Got the classic lunchbox. You've got to put everything on a lunchbox. Got the wig forms. No wigs on them anymore, but no, just in case. Barbara instead of Hollywood. You know, roller skates from her job. Barb Street. A little self-obsessed, but I mean, if you have to... Aw. Yeah, and it was her birthday. I just left that there. Gotta be tough for kid actors, child stars. She probably just saw this as another role she was playing. Her little drive-in thing.
It's funny. All those times I played with the music box and never found the basement key. I guess now I know why Mom didn't like me playing with the music box.
I wonder... I think you should let me go into the library.
Family, the first thing they always want to know about is Barbara.
They should have let me know about... Oh yeah, sorry. They should have let me know about what, like, I want to get in there. I want to go into the goddamn library, and I want to find out what the rest of Grandma Edie's story was. Because I was cut off right before she went to the house. Definitely feels like a cursed family. Maybe some family member of theirs. Aw. Man, here's a pool table. Such a big basement. Like, I wonder if one of their family,
Mom said the basement was off limits.
Pissed off
another tetanus shot.
Some kind of deity as a kid or something.
I saw Edie sneak down to the basement once, carrying packages. I thought maybe she was hiding presents.
I can't remember if I found out what the packages were. I mean, there are quite a lot of old boxes here.
It turned out she was hiding a lot more than that.
Oh, right, yeah, she was bringing packages down to Walter. For some reason I forgot that detail, that Grandma Edie was bringing them to him.
I remember asking Mom once about where Walter had gone.
I thought he had just, like, I don't know,
she said after Barbara died, he
come out and grab stuff occasionally.
If there's a pattern in all these stories,
it's pretty well stocked.
I think it's that none of us has gotten very far.
It's got his trains. This little fake window. Still had his glasses.
Goodbye, everyone. I can't believe I've been down here for 30 years. On that first day, after the shaking started, I didn't think I'd survive a week.
Come on. There we go.
But after a few days, I settled into a routine. That's what kept me sane. Having a schedule, living for today. I always expected to be dead tomorrow. But if you wait long enough, you get used to anything.
He falls down every time, huh? (1976).
Even a monster on the other side of the door starts to feel normal. Almost friendly.
Guess it was the train passing by, huh?
And then one day, everything just stopped. Whatever that thing was, it was gone. Maybe it got tired of waiting. Or maybe I just got tired of being afraid.
Guess there weren't any train routes through that area for a long time. It says 2005.
The longest in 30 years.
Isn't there from 1970 to 2000s?
I have to leave. Well, I still can.
The detail of the stuff carved into the walls.
I know it's out there somewhere.
That shows that he spent time down here just preparing to spend more time down here.
Whatever killed Barbara.
Who knows how long it took to carve these tunnels in the first place.
And Calvin. Maybe this is all a mistake.
And he was still digging.
But I need to stop living the same day. Even if it kills me.
He was literally living, not just under the thing, but really living.
I want you to know, I'm ready for it. I'm going to
the same day that Barbara died.
Food. I don't mind if I only have a year left. Or a month. Or a single week. I'd be happy with one new day. I can already imagine the sun on my face.
Well, I mean, I guess that was new. It didn't last for very long, but...
I can't believe my mom never told me he was down here.
Come on. Close it. There we go. Man, I got some... All the postcards from places he's never been. Gets me.
I'm sure my mom was trying to protect me.
Come on.
Maybe she was afraid I'd end up like Walter.
Maybe the curse of the family is unresolved emotional trauma and bad coping mechanisms.
Uncle under the house. I can only imagine what else she was hiding. I don't want to make the same mistakes she made.
Yeah, like, cause in, Odin's story, that was him, right? Yeah, Odin's story, in the, what the hell are those called? The thing, you know, the clicker, the viewer, you click through it, and you view the pictures, and the slides, or whatever. Anyway, it said that, he left, wherever they were from in Europe. He left wherever they were from in Europe, trying to, escape the family curse. But we don't really know what happened
Now
before
that there's
that.
only one of us left. Or maybe two. I thought it was time I heard the stories for myself.
So I'm wondering if it was like if he was just another member of the family.
And found out what happened to everyone else.
Running away from problems. Refusing
But
to
now I'm
face
worried
them.
The stories themselves might be the problem. Maybe we believed so much in a family curse. We made it real.
So, like, it starts... Yeah, exactly. They believed so much in a family curse, they made it real. It is believed they were doomed. 1952 to 2005. Okay, the other thing was from 1970-something, so he went in there when he was, like, around 20-ish or something? And, like, it starts... Oh... It seems to start with, oh, the game starts with, her going back.
I don't know if I should even be writing this.
But, well, let me, like, change the volume on that so I know that it's not, like, conflicting too much. So I can speculate openly more. But, like, it essentially, this part of the story, we don't know exactly when their quote-unquote curse started.
It'd be better if all this just died with me.
But, did I accidentally zoom in there? What happened?
But I thought you should know about your family.
The, like, American version, the American part of this story started with...
And the history you're a part of.
With Odin coming over here. Why am I zoomed in? Oh well, I guess that's a glitch. With Odin coming to America, and then the whole house fell into the water. And then, it sort of ends, like a new old chapter begins, / the old one ends, I feel like, when the mom runs away from the second house.
I think the people in these stories believed them, for what that's worth.
Yeah, poor Walter. But, like, it seems to be cyclical. Like, there's not a beginning and an end as far as we know.
And when you look at the house, had that history of imagination and stubbornness and madness.
Because, like...
Any of it seems possible.
Why am I let me, like... Okay, good, I can zoom in and out again, I'm not stuck in zoom. Okay. It seems like we're just along one part of the cycle. From the part where someone from the old country came to a new place hoping to escape whatever curse they thought they had. And then it goes through multiple generations of the family in this new place.
I think we've been surrounded by death for so long, we've just gotten used to it.
And then, again...
What kind of family finishes building a cemetery before starting the house?
Again, someone runs away, trying to escape the curse.
It's embarrassing for me to admit this, but...
And then we don't know.
The pet cemetery made me more uncomfortable than the human
one.
3 of the gerbils were mine, and 2 had been my fault.
It's the names of the birds. Chirpy, Burpy, Derpy. Is there a Derpy too? Aw. Okay, I keep getting distracted by the voiceover. Aww. Bob. Fuck, what was I just saying? Damn it. Oh yeah, we don't know if the cycle continues.
But it was Edie who designed the cemetery.
But it kind of feel like it does, because Well, it is very nice for Edith to record this for her future kid. But it's like, But it's like, she kind of expects to die young. She still believes in the curse. She just expects some sort of tragedy to befall her. It is good that she's coming back to sort of confront everything.
I'm sure Odin's monument had been Edie's idea.
But like...
My mom was always trying to move on. But
like, we don't know anything about her kid. It ends as mysteriously as it starts.
She could see it poking out of the water at low tide.
The sunken house. Is there a key here where I can get into the library? Heck. I guess not. But like, yeah, we don't know what her kid does. Oh yeah. There's a part here where I never got to read it all. We don't know how her kid deals with anything.
Edie said she dreamed about
she died at some point. She dreamed about the old house every night. That's sticking up there. Guess they know they had to put a buoy by it to warn ships of potential things. Oh yeah, I'm actually playing this a second time to go achievement hunting after I already played it the first time. And also because in stories like this where there's a lot of symbolism and foreshadowing and stuff, sometimes I don't get the symbolism and foreshadowing until I go back through and I'm like, oh. Congrats on getting some good Olympus company. Yeah, like, they brought their whole house with them, but then tragedy befell the old house. Even that could be seen as, honestly, kind of like a continuation of not dealing with problems well. Because it could be seen as, like, carrying a heavy burden and then dying with it.
But the older I get, the more I can see where my mom was coming from. Her dad had been pretty strict, but it wasn't enough to save her brothers. She was just trying to do better.
It's like insisting on holding on to the past, dragging it along with you, like the guy from Up, who literally dragged his old house around, holding on to his grief.
I get why she tried so hard to protect us.
Aww. Yeah, having gone through Lewis's story, the crown is really sweet and also really sad. Side story. I think all of the stories are like part of the main story.
There's so many things I wish I could ask.
It's not complete without knowing all of them.
Part of me thinks this is what she wanted all along. For me to come back someday.
Gameplay-wise, I really like Lewis, the Cannery, Lewis the King, just because it was kind of fun multitasking with two hands. I got a little bit confused sometimes, but it was a really cool way to show that. But I also really like Barbara's story in the comic book. I like all of these stories for different reasons because they fit the characters well. So if I had to think about a favorite, I'd have to like go on and on.
But looking back on it now,
about like which ones are my favorite.
If she told me there was going to be so much climbing, I never would have come when I was 22 weeks pregnant.
Yeah. Really shouldn't be. This tree branch is not enough to support you. I don't know how it's sitting up. Like, that was extremely dangerous. It could happen. Like, it's one of those things where if it would be literal, then it's like Molly is cursing everyone to die young, like she did. She died very young. The baby died younger than her, but that was pretty much it. Could be seen as like she was the hand that pulled the lever to turn the water back down or something. But in another sense,
Sam spent his life shooting photos, but Mom said he got nervous being in front of the camera.
in another sense, yes, camera, I know you want me to see the words. Thank you. But also, it's a little bit annoying how it always pulls my vision. Oh, no, I'm not going in here yet. I want to see this sad old guy story again. Yeah, this guy's twin died. But, like, she haunted them in another sense, being that, you know, her memory haunted the place.
Instead of hiding from death, Sam seemed to go out of his way to meet it.
Maybe it helped him cope. It seems like he was sort of on the right track for, like, understanding something. You know, like, getting it. Fucking coming to terms or whatever. But also... but also, like we see in the story, he seems to have a sort of, like, tough guy complex. Where he's like, you have to learn to survive and be tough and toughen up, and I guess that's just how he felt. And he tried to push it on, who was the girl? Was that her? Or, oh, I can't remember. He tried to push it on a kid, and, and she didn't want to shoot the deer, and she was crying. Dawn, right?
Yes,
That's the mom.
These memories are gonna last a lifetime.
Am I gonna have to shoot anything?
It's a hunting trip, Dawn. Shooting is strongly encouraged.
What?
Perfect.
Oh, I forgot to warn about the flashes.
It's gonna rain the whole weekend, isn't it?
Heck, hold on. Yeah, I do really like Calvin's story. It's like living through many kids' dreams of being able to go all the way around the bar. Man, chat keeps moving. Hold on. Yeah, and that could be like, he's just a kid, and kids are always getting up to shenanigans. Or it could be that he's sad his mom is dead, and he's engaging in some risky behavior. Yeah, the characters and the monsters in Sweet Home turn into monsters based on intense desires or sometimes fears, it seems like. Distortion. Yeah. Doing repetitive tasks and zoning out because you either don't want to be doing the task or you just have other problems is like, it's like when you drive somewhere and you blank out for a little bit and then you're at your location, you're at your destination, and you're like, I don't remember driving here. and you kind of freak out about it for a bit. I haven't had that happen for a while, but I don't like it. Oh, okay. Unfinished Swan, huh? Yeah, I'm wondering if the comic book was the most accurate, and that's why the grandma kept it around. I feel like the grandma did things, I don't know. She seemed a bit weird, had a weird sense of humor. I wonder if maybe she wanted everyone to remember her family. Oh yeah, because he just kind of disappeared, huh? Like, if there was evidence that they had found his body or something on the tracks, then, you know, that would be one thing. But, I mean, if he just disappeared and there happened to be train tracks nearby, then it's like a whole different thing. Yeah, because wasn't the,
Please just take the damn picture.
I'm trying to. I had to read a bazillion messages.
I will never forget this weekend, Dad.
That's the spirit. Okay, got it.
There's gonna be a bunch of flashing in this one. I might forget to warn about it.
Just be careful. That camera's older than you are. Hey!
That's a keeper.
Definitely should not have drunk all that coffee. I'm just saying, I'm not always gonna be here, Dawn. You'll need to remember this stuff, if you want to survive.
I'll be fine, Dad.
You know who else thought he was gonna be fine?
You need to remember stuff.
Dawn, I'm being
Yeah, the
serious.
little kid who went to bed without food and was so hungry she ate poison.
Well, to tell you the truth, I haven't been out here in 20 years.
Flash.
Dawn, don't you think you could find something more interesting to photograph?
And the
Last time I was with my brother Calvin.
grandma must felt grief about that for fucking ever. Flash.
Your grandpa Sven taught us
I just think that's nice.
how to build a fire.
Gotta get a picture of her fish. Flash.
Found an old logging trail. There were deer everywhere.
It wouldn't let me click what I want to.
I bet if I could remember where that trail was, we'd spot a buck for you in no time.
Oh yeah, wasn't I trying to look for... Yeah.
Good eyes, Dawn.
Flash. There we go.
Before you take the shot, let me get a picture of you.
Dad, I...
Just breathe. Turn off your imagination. Focus on your target.
Flash.
Let me get behind you.
Do I have to do this?
Dawn, you don't have to do anything. But if you want to survive, you'll need to be strong.
Flash.
Now keep yourself squared up. Now, great shot, Dawn!
And I gotta run up here. This seems to have been probably was like a formative thing for her.
Dad, it's twitching. I think
That's
it's
totally normal, Dawn. Just focus on the camera. Try not to think about...
Dad!
Oh. Like she was forced to deal, like she was forced to kill something. Well, maybe not quite forced, but I don't know, you know. heavily pressured into killing something by her dad, who had his own problems.
Stories, that's the one I wish most that my mom had told me.
Yeah, it kind of explains some things. And then her mom grew up to have some problems. Weird little necklace. Yeah. Oh, just noticed he still has... It's a little astronaut. Yeah, pretty classic with the one side of a bed, probably, you know, wishing you still had someone over here. The area is full of stuff, but it still feels kind of empty. Probably some sort of thing with, like, taxidermy is like capturing a moment of life, making things lifelike again. Poor guy.
After Sam died, my mom and Edie got really close.
Yeah,
They
poor
both
Casey.
lost a lot.
Oh yeah, the kid. Painting that scares me.
Dear Kay, do you remember the way Gregory used to laugh?
Kay.
He thought he was alone. Like something funny was happening, but only he could see it.
I guess, yeah, Kay must have been
Hold on, sweetie.
Yeah, there was Kay. Yeah, they got divorced. And so Dawn's parents are divorced. Baby brother dead. How'd she not notice all the stuff in here?
Maybe if I hadn't called that night.
Also, lady, like, watch your kid in the bath.
Hold on, I don't want Gregory to hear this.
Okay. Whee!
I wish he could have told us about the world he saw. Hey, there's so much I don't understand about Gregory. About everything.
Whee! Woohoo! Hmm?
But I know what happened wasn't your fault.
I think I saw you posted something recently, but I didn't check it out yet.
I'm sure he's happy.
Well, moms are known for wearing, like, black, so...
Good luck, Kay. Love, Sam.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I think it was a really cute and optimistic way of seeing.
My mom ever writing poetry, and yet.
Hmm. Oh yeah. This kid. I guess it was because, like, it was all cutesy, but it was about a baby dying, which is usually seen as, like, if a little kid or a baby dies in media, that's, like, something you don't do a lot of. Seen as really fucked up and bad.
Who always said the wedding was a bad idea.
Hmm.
Our father never hit us kids, at least not very hard, before the day my brother said with teenage disregard that he'd be dead before he'd see a wedding in our yard.
Hmm.
My father made him come, of course, but Gus stood far apart, just flew his kite and bottled up the storm inside his heart.
Hmm. Can I go all the way in a circle like this? Oh, I can. Hmm. Is that totem pole still? No, yeah, it didn't get messed up.
I tried to talk him out of it, but though he'd never met her, we don't need a stepmom were the words that I remember.
Hmm. Yeah, and then he had another wife. Because he was mad that his mom had left. I mean, frickin' your baby brother dies and then your mom leaves. Christ. The court probably ruled custody to the dad because the mom had left the kid in the bathtub, and even if she was answering a call or whatever, just, like, she could have just said, like, I don't know if I heard her say that the kid's just in the bathtub. I really want to drive the kite into them, but I can't. God, I wish I could control a kite this well in real life. Oh. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. I like how they made him into a pretty complex character. Oh. That's where those words were hiding. Forgot about that.
Come here. But Gus declined, and as a sign held up his middle finger.
Yeah, it's like, she really just should have said, hey, I can't deal with this right now, the kid's in the bathtub. But she also just left the kid in the bathtub? Like, she left him there even before she got the phone call. And then she just chose to leave him there again with the second phone call. She really should have just said, hey, I have to give the baby a bath, we need to talk about this later, and not just left the kid in the frickin' thing forever. Christ.
The wind picked up, and panicked geese appeared and quickly went. But all the humans did that day was go inside the tent.
Swoosh.
The rain came down in buckets then, but no one seemed afraid that nature might destroy the tent our dad had crudely made. The thunder sounded much too close and full of angry power.
It's probably had this whole thing is going to hell.
Make the music louder.
He's just ignoring the catastrophe. Oh.
I wish that I could truly say I thought about you on that day. Out there on the beach alone, just you, the wind, the sea and foam. But I didn't. Until we found you.
She never talked about it, but Mom told me once if I was a boy, they were
Oh yeah, I really liked Hama's character. Because, like, honestly, I think she was justified in doing what she did to escape. But then she got a little weird about it. She got very hateful and murderous.
My mom moved up to the loft after her brothers died. At the time, it was as far away as she could get.
Yeah, that's why the bed was empty. I do like the blank did nothing wrong as, like, a funny joke.
Religion was another thing my mom never talked about, but I think it helped her a lot after her dad died.
Yeah, makes sense. Then, from this room, we just start branching out into the other kids' rooms, which is like, you can hop down from here. It's a really strange design decision.
She spent a summer building houses in Calcutta, where she met my dad, Sanjay.
I wonder what happened to Sanjay.
My mom moved to India a week after graduation and got a job teaching English. Louis was born a year later. When my dad died, I don't think Mom knew where else to go.
Like, yeah, he died.
I'm sure Edie was happy to have her back.
Don't know how he died, but he's not a Finch, so we're not gonna get a full story. We didn't freaking get Edie's full story about the house. She had so many.
The house had to get a little bigger, but...
Yeah, she was a little desperate about trying to get things to grow.
And for a while, things were good. Almost normal.
It sounds like you got into some weird discourse there. Yeah, I think maybe people like that, are like they need to go outside sometimes.
But it didn't last.
The curse. Taught them about their history. Their little 2-kid classroom set up here.
The beginning of the end was Milton's 10th birthday, when Edie gave him a castle. After Milton disappeared, the only thing he left behind was a room full of paintings.
Yeah, this guy just went away. Also, I think I got confused earlier between Milton and Walter. Just said one of them about the mom never thinking he was gone, and I just had like a personal theory where I was like, what if Walter was never gone? He just actually escaped and I thought he got hit by a train. I guess they probably found his body. Or what was left of it. And this guy just went away. That was such a cool room. It's like observatory. Yeah, I think there was, because I've seen interviews with the creators about, there were meant to be 4 books of Avatar, but due to some contract nonsense and them wanting to close this, like, series early, they had to cut it down to 3 books. They pretty much had to cram the ending in. So there might have been more there. Come on. Right, I have to pull it this way. Achoo! Come on. Painting a door out. Yeah, he just left.
I was 4 when Milton disappeared.
Yeah, like, we don't actually know how the water got turned back on. Could even have just been like an accident with the knob itself. It could be that the mom said that she turned the water off, but got confused and turned the water back on or something, like she turned the knob the wrong way. And just couldn't believe that she possibly would have done that, so that's what she like said in court or whatever. It could be that the ghost theory is true, and that the kid pulled the lever. It could be that the baby accidentally slapped it or threw a toy at it and somehow it knocked it down. It could just be that the mom didn't actually drain the water out and the baby fell down face first into the water and couldn't get up and drown.
Edie, but I think Lewis blamed himself.
That lag. Heck, not. Oh yeah, like yeah, basically Hama the old lady, she basically just decided that she hated all firebenders, which wasn't the lesson she should have learned there. It should have been that, like, you know, she should have gone after their government, tried to stop actual suffering, but she was so caught up in her own suffering and also afraid of them that she just picked off the villagers, waging her own, like, one-woman war against them as people. Magneto was a Holocaust survivor? I don't know that much about, like, as X-Men, right? I don't know much about X-Men stuff. Well, yeah, pretty much any, like, Western comics are, like, their stories can change on a dime, depending on which writer they have at the moment. Asteroid Nation? Well, that does sound like a pretty supervillain thing to do. There's a swan. Just really like that detail of the rim lighting on the clouds from the moon. I like an environment in this game. It really does show how, like, this place is frickin' far away from everyone. There's, like, some signs of civilization over there and there, but this place is just secluded. Just these ridiculous people with their tragedies.
He spent more and more time in his room until Mom got him a job at the cannery.
It's like, if I try to go up this way, yeah, it's just, yeah. Ugh. That's a strange theory. I almost wonder if he just, I don't know, got lost in the woods or something. There's a lot of woods and a lot of things that can go bad in the woods. It could have been that he went out there somewhere and killed himself and they never found him. Who knows? And I gotta set up my hookah again. I was using it the other day. It's just a little one. It's not like this. Because I don't like to use it a whole lot. It is good for a bit of stress relief. This was the,
Lewis and I spend a lot of time playing games together, but he's
yeah, video
surprisingly
games.
bad at them. He died a lot.
I wonder if, like, even in the games, he was dissociating. Just not fully there. Or, you know, just combination of being not there and really high, so he was even more not there.
Dear Mrs. Finch, as Lewis's psychiatrist, I can understand your desire for an explanation. As I see it, the trouble began in January, shortly after we convinced
I
your
guess
son
it's
to
possible with
seek
the,
substance abuse. Newly sober,
cause
I
like,
believe Lewis first noticed the monotony of his daily life.
Blacked out for a second there.
He kept working at the cannery, but he withdrew past himself.
There's so many secret passages and stuff.
His mind began to
That I wonder.
wander.
I wonder
Asked him to describe it.
if maybe he found a secret passage no one had
He
before.
started small.
Got lost in there, got stuck somewhere. But also I'm wondering if maybe he just ran away.
Then something moved. Bats.
Ah.
And things that have not names. He knew it was all in his head.
Mm.
But he took it very seriously. I had hoped he'd find himself. But he found something more.
I also really like how not only does it slowly take over the screen in a way that you don't even realize until it starts to get really big, but
Daydreaming at the cannery.
it goes from top down to like isometric, eventually going full 3D.
I spoke with his boss, but he said Lewis had become a model employee. Methodical, tireless, focused. Like a whole new Lewis. So I let him go on.
Asteroid M? Mom, there we go.
I even encouraged him. It seemed very promising at first. He told me he'd made a new friend.
Yay!
On the edge of a city he named Lewis Topia.
There we go.
He built the city up slowly, brick by brick. Then he made musicians.
Yeah, I was big into city building games, I guess.
And songs for them to play.
Dancing around with their arms. Oh.
He talked about
Wait.
starting a band.
Some of my people got stuck. They got stuck on the geometry. But come on, people. Yay! Come on. Oh, they got stuck again. Come on. Well, I don't need them all to follow me, but
And he was always humming.
don't leave anyone out.
Every day his imagination grew stronger. He no longer spoke at the cannery. But his chopping was as reliable as ever. Then one day it struck him that all the cheering crowds, even the stones under his feet, were all in his imagination, so he could do whatever he wished.
Oops, got stuck.
He held an election for
Keep the party going for me, guys.
and he won. They begged him to stay, but his mind was already wandering. It became a game for him. He'd conquer a city, then immediately push on.
Or if he was getting his video games at home, also, like, confused with his real life.
St. Louis. He started drifting away from our reality. Minneapolis.
Whee!
Until
Minneapolis.
one day he forgot to go home from the cannery. Even as his mother pleaded with him, part of Lewis kept sailing on. In Lewisburg, he heard rumors
I'm gonna choose the other ones this time. Beautiful prince or handsome queen? A butch? Sign me up. Last time I chose Beautiful Prince and Electric Sitar, I think. So this time I'm gonna do the other ones.
the queen was on her own quest for...
Oh, it's on the other side this time. Radiant Rainbows. The last time I chose Sinister Serpents. Whee! Heck. Whee!
He followed the sound of her
Silver harp.
silver harp. His chase led him to a golden palace east of the sun and west of the moon. Even then, his logic remained sound.
And it turns like sort of non-isometric 3D and gets closer and closer to actually being him. Hey everyone! Following my queen.
But he was so proud of having created it. In his own eyes, he'd become something greater than a king.
What? Oh, stop lagging. There we go.
For someone who'd never known success in the real world, I think it was overwhelming.
I want to be right in the middle.
And then it struck him that the real Lewis was not the one chopping salmon, but the one climbing the steps of a golden palace. My imagination is as real as my body, he told me. It was hard to argue with him. Began to forget the world we know.
Going to work every day in the cannery.
I think it pained him to remember Lewis, the cannery worker.
Yeah, it seems like it kind of a miserable job. The smell.
He began to despise the man with a royal contempt. I still thought I could save him. Even after he said he was being crowned king over all the lands of wonder. The palace would be packed with his companions.
Maybe the ones with the longer faces just have beards. It makes them slightly less scary. Look at this guy getting down.
Including the wise Calico who'd
Can't turn back. Ah, there we go. You can still see it through the door.
His queen waited, holding his crown. There was only one thing left to do.
The crown. What is that last one? It's hard to tell what the last one is.
Bend down his head.
It is really cool how the model changes depending on whether you pick the beautiful prince or the handsome queen.
And the rest I think you know. Mrs. Finch, your son was a kind man who would be missed by all of us who knew him.
Dr. Emily Newth.
My brother was really cool. I wish you could have met him.
Thank you. Emily Newth. I still don't know if I saw it last time. It's kind of hard to see, but I don't know if I saw him. There's supposed to be like a slight chance to see the headless ghost of the king. If you look back toward the cemetery after doing that part.
On the way back from Lewis,
I don't know if he was there or not. It's hard to see.
She waited until the day before we left to tell Edie.
In quick hydration check. I just meant to achievement hunt, but I ended up going back through looking for things that I missed. And this was Edith's room, right? Stacked up all the missing papers.
But I understand why we left.
Looks like she just went through all her stuff in a hurry, taking only what was most useful. Left a box here.
What happened that night had been coming for a long time. Maybe it should have come sooner.
Crouch down here. Brightest, best working glow stars I've ever seen.
But it had to end.
Downright radioactive.
All that's left now is to tell you about that last night.
It is interesting how, like, the rooms are being built. Like, they never reused the rooms. Apparently no one could bear to just deal with the rooms and go through the contents. Edie wanted to memorialize them, but she also just wanted to preserve them forever. And then Dawn, this character's mom, never wanted to deal with them at all. She sealed them away and ran away from them. But they kept living here. They just kept adding rooms, trying to get up farther and farther away from the base house. It's really weird.
The last day, Edie just watched us pack and didn't say a word. Until supper, when she raised her glass and said,
"To our final night together, and all our final nights apart."
Grandma, you know what I said about alcohol. Some of your medications are very
Edith,
specific.
I left a present for you in the hallway. Why don't you go open it? The grown-ups have to argue now.
I'm sorry, you're right. We're all leaving tomorrow. Let's just enjoy our last...
I'm not leaving.
Edith, you're excused.
Yeah, the grandma is taking alcohol even though it messes with her medication, so... Gotta say, it feels kind of suicide-y. Either that or, like, she just didn't have any regard. Like, she was thinking...
shut off that morning, but Edie always had plenty of candles.
That she didn't want to leave this house.
When my mom said the library, I don't think she knew about the other entrance.
So it's between, like... someone who wants to run away from the past and someone who wants to hold on to it so bad that they die with it. Yeah, it was really sad when it circles back around where he's fully dissociated and he sees himself.
Isn't going to end when you leave the house.
And he sees himself as just like completely different person.
To know these stories. My children are dead because of your stories. I think it's best if Edith and I leave tonight.
Stop drawing my eye toward the thing. I'm trying to look around. A frog.
We'll have the nursing home send a van for you in the morning. Okay?
The grandma was saying the problems won't end when you leave the house because, like, she was there when they tried to take the house and when they had to leave it behind and make a new house, and the problems just kept following them. Post-its. This is the story that I really wanted to be able to finish, but Park and Dawn wouldn't let me.
I wish I could tell you, but there's only time for one. This is about what happened on the night you were born. That night, the tide went way, way out. It was the first and last time I ever saw the old house aground.
That's one of the wooden sculptures, right? Yeah, there was like, or, was that on the ship, maybe? Got pushed toward shore by the waves.
An earthquake out in the middle of the ocean.
So, well, the bad lag must be back.
Lowest tide in 1,000 years. God, it smelled awful. No, I've seen that house every day of my life. But I never thought I'd go back to it.
Just sitting there in the ocean with a buoy on it. Heck.
I got turned around.
Just a reminder of the curse. Or what they thought was the curse. Wait, it's not letting me go with this. No. Oh, but come on.
I started seeing things. Things I'd forgotten had ever existed. But when I saw them, they felt like old friends. That night, a lot of things came back to me. Or maybe I came back to them.
The gate here.
Things
the houses.
I can't explain, but that I need you to try and...
Edith, what are you doing in here?
The light comes on in that room.
Edith. Mom, you're gonna rip it. Let go.
I kicked and screamed, but Mom dragged me to the car.
Yeah, it just doesn't let me see what's left
I
there.
never saw Great Grandma Edie again.
Is she wearing a hat, or is her hair just that big?
Pick her up, but she was already gone. After that, we moved around a lot.
Just running and running. Whoosh.
We both tried to make the best of it.
Whoosh.
A few years went by. My mom didn't like to talk about it. But she started getting sick a lot. The rest happened pretty quickly. She got better for a while, and then she didn't. And then I was alone. The last Finch left alive. Until I found out about you. I'm still not sure what to tell you about all this.
Oh yeah, and then we get to be born.
If we lived forever, maybe we'd have time to understand things. But as it is, I think the best we can do is try to open our eyes. And appreciate how strange and brief all of this is. This journal was supposed to be for you.
Head towards the light, young one.
I just want to meet you and tell you all these stories myself. But I guess if you're reading this now, things didn't work out that way. This is where your story begins. I'm sorry I won't be there to see it. It's a lot to ask, but I don't want you to be sad that I'm gone. I want you to be amazed that any of us ever had a chance to be here at all. Good luck.
Man, the kid's got some sort of cast on the arm. Buried outside the old house. Surely Douglas. Aw. Yeah, I really like that one.